Hey guys, it's Bellon the Wise again. I know it's been a long time since last we spoke, but I've been very busy with my graduate work this year. However, the reason I have returned is because of Mr. Noriega, who I think is a perfect case study. So today I want to talk about oscillatory motion of the voice, mainly vibrato. If you've ever sung, whether it be in church or choir or taken voice lessons for that matter, I'm sure you would have heard this word, vibrato. Vibrato is a clear sign of a healthy voice. You can easily hear this in Luciano Pavarotti's voice, or even in Beyoncé's voice, who in my opinion I really think just has great technique. Vibrato in a nutshell occurs when all facets of the voice are working most efficiently and in a safe way. So that's vibrato, and yes, vibrato is a good thing. But there are other oscillatory patterns you'll hear about. Those that are not so good. You have wobble, which has a low frequency in terms of the changing of pitch. I who have nothing. It's not that attractive, when you think about it. Then we have tremolo, which has a high frequency, again, referring to the interchanging of pitch, and not the pitch itself, okay? Because when we talk about pitch, the frequency will actually change the note that you're singing. I'm referring here, so tremolo, I who have nothing. Again, not a very healthy sound. And lastly for us, straight tone, which has absolutely no change in the pitch. You'll hear it all over pop music. I who have nothing. I who am no one. It doesn't change. Now, let's talk about why wobble, tremolo, and straight tone singing are not the safest route. And as a singer, you have to always think about vocal hygiene regardless of what style you're singing. Before I can explain why these are bad things, I have to give you some ground knowledge so you have some idea what I'm talking about. Okay, here is the pharynx and the larynx. Some call the larynx the voice box. This is where the vocal cords live. Okay, so you have muscles above and below the larynx. The vocal pedagogy, and pedagogy is just the study of how to teach. So in this case, we're talking about how to teach voice. The terms are supra and infra, but we won't worry about that right now. It's too technical. So when the muscles above and below the voice box are released, the larynx, which is the voice box, is free to oscillate the way it needs to. Okay, this is a very good thing because now we're supporting with the breath instead of the muscles that are above and below, which is not a good thing. When you're pulling too hard in the voice box from above, you get a tremolo sound. Imagine a ball with a rubber band above and below, and you're pulling really, really hard, okay? The ball is trying so hard to release itself that it's almost tremoling, and that's where you get the tremolo sound. So you have that ball in the middle and the rubber band above is pulling so hard, and there's still some contrary motion at the bottom. So it's when you pull too hard from below, you get a wobble sound. Every now and again, the ball pops up. It's like So straight tone is probably the most dangerous. With straight tone, you're pulling on both muscles from above and below, trying to make the larynx stay put. Imagine the pressure on your cords on a high note. Let me pull my microphone back really quickly. Nothing to give you but love. Yeah, it hurt. I know what you're thinking. Why is this bad? Aren't the muscles there to be used? Well, yes and no. We don't have time to get into all the details. But, very important, you want to support the tone with air and not with muscle, because after a while the muscles just give up. Then you develop irreversible irregularities with your voice, and you just have to be very careful with your instrument, because once it's gone, it's not going to be able to get fixed. Okay? So all that, and let's get back to Mr. Noriega. The guy has a wonderful voice. His timbre, which is the natural sound of his voice, is really dark, it's elegant. His delivery is warm, great stage presence, and he has a great, 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 great loud voice, great volume, powerful voice for 17. But he's starting to develop a few unhealthy habits. One being the wobble in his voice. And he's just too young to have wobble. You know, you usually hear church singers with wobble. My first instinct is to go to the tension in the jaw. It's very apparent. I can see him trying to control his voice completely. You know, you want to make each note perfect. You can't. Which a lot of singers do, but you need to control with the breath, again, and not with the muscles around the pharynx, around the larynx. So I would suggest that he really work on releasing the jaw and just letting the voice do its thing. Okay? I have a little time this week and next week if anyone needs me to answer any questions. You know, I get really busy from time to time, but for the most part, I'm here to help you guys. So, continue to sing safely. And guys, if you're serious about being a musician and developing as a singer, go ahead and invest in yourself. Get a voice teacher, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to end up hurting yourself. And once you damage your voice, it's gone. It's a one-shot deal. There's no fixing it. There's no buying a new one. So you have to be careful with your instrument, okay?